Thanks for dropping in, guys. Today, hey, we're going to talk about the Wee knives, the Isham designed Pleroma. All right, Pleroma, Isham design. Does it get much better than this? Depends on who you are and what you like. This is really a very interesting knife. Wow. I think the more time I spend with this knife, the more I like it. And I'm not necessarily a huge fan of small knives, okay? But I warm up to a lot of them. There's definitely a reason to have some small knives in your collection, especially for EDC purposes in cases where you don't want to have some gigantic beast riding on your pants pocket. You know, if you have some, you're dressed up for an occasion or this and that, then this is some classy little carry and it doesn't weigh much. Good looking knife? Whew, yes it is. Absolutely. And let me tell you about it, a little bit about it. Got mine from White Mountain Knives. Of course I did. And they cost $299 and they're out of stock right now, but they'll probably be back. So here you go. The Pleroma, which is, hold on. Let's get this out of the way. Wikipedia, here we go. It's the fulfillment, the highest totality of divine powers, whatever. So you can read the whole thing and you can argue with me about what Pleroma means, but I think there's some divine powers getting fulfilled in here, right here. We're talking about we're hitting greatness is what we're doing. Elijah Isham, met him last year at the SHOT Show in Vegas 2018. Hopefully I run into him in 2019. Depending on when this posts, I may already be at the SHOT Show or beyond. In any case, it's really interesting, this integral deal going on here. But it's, it's like this kind of the main frame. And then you have, see these screws here? These 3 screws along here? So then you've got, let me pull my cheater out because it's really kind of an interesting knife the way they put it together. Here you go. There's those 3 screws coming through and they're holding on to a steel lock ball. Liner lock with, there's your detent ball and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so on the other side, and this obviously is full carbon fiber, not a laminate. On the other side, you've got no liner at all, of course, but you've got this frame. Now, of course, here you've got these screws coming through that are holding this in. And I think this is still a right-hand tip-up only because I believe that this is milled out. So I don't think you can just mount that clip this way. I could be wrong, but I don't think you can. Usually they don't set it up where it rides on the top of the scale. It's inset. Really nice. And, obviously the pocket clip goes like this. So if you mounted it, the other way, it's not going to follow form. So it's right-hand tip up only. There's your lockup. 35% at least. I mean, there's not a lot to do here because it's a smaller knife and so shorter lock bar, all that kind of thing. But this frame here, obviously the carbon fiber lays down and it's not lined, so it's laying down here. Now, whether they're using an adhesive up here, I'm guessing they probably are. And then back in here too, and then of course the screw holds it down as well, coming through here. But, because the screw comes into this titanium frame that sits down in here. In any case, am I having difficulty doing this? But it's just interesting the way it's all put together. So yeah, obviously you've got this kind of free-floating piece of carbon fiber out here on both sides, and then the liner is held in with these screws. So, okay. I just can't imagine the engineering going on. But you know, they're getting $300. Although 10% LTK discount code gets you $30 off. So you're talking $270. Hey, you know, I mean, ZTs and Wii's and all that, these Wii's and others, they all end up in the $240, $250. So that's not a terrible amount of money. It's not like overpriced for its category. It's Bowler M390 steel. So they say satin finish. On Blade HQ, it says hand rub satin finish. So, you know, some people are going, that's just really a kind of a light, super light kind of bead blast wash thing. But in any case, Bowler M390, 59 to 61 HRC. Here's your size. It's not even quite 7 inches long, 2.95. So a 3-inch blade, and it's really light. Hold on. 4-inch handle. I should have the rest of it. 2.61. I kept thinking it was 2.8, but it says 2.61, and ball bearings. So let's get the scale. There's one way to find out, isn't there? Close the knife. 2.65. There you go. 2.65, 75 grams. How good is that? That's lighter than this. Now, here's our ultralight Manix. So click it open. Let's take a look at our Pleroma. Check that out. Of course, Elijah Isham, you know, Megatherium for Kaiser, and then the Theta for Kaiser. Of course, he did the Raven for Browse and the Echelon for Browse. Then he did the Eschaton for Wii Knives, and he did the Zeta for Wii Knives. Then he did the Reticulon for Best Tech, and on and on. The hits just keep on coming. In any case, so here we go. You can tell, much smaller knife than the Manix. Manix is just a standard kind of EDC thing. And let's just do it. Yeah, 3 inches. Here we go, 3 inches, 75, 76 millimeters. Overall, not quite 7 inches, and 17 and a half centimeters, shall we say. Now, let's kick this handle, because it is fair. It seems like it's fairly wide, 0.54, which kind of is for a small knife, 13.9 millimeters. Let's see if we can get a bead on this blade stock. 3.1, okay, 0.12. So, yeah, so it's not real thick blade stock. Interesting, of course, it's not a flipper knife, is it? It's a flicker. And, you know, I'll put my finger right in these cutouts. In fact, if you look at the Zeta and the Eschaton and all that kind of stuff, you don't have thumb studs on them. And I'm kind of wondering what the thought process was on that. And I'm also wondering, and I'm sure somebody's going to ask me, can you take these off if you want? And I don't know. I haven't messed with it. Now, obviously, I can get behind that thumb stud here and kick it real easy. And for thumb opening, it almost really is easier on the thumb stud than it is on the cutouts, but it's not that big a difference and not that big a deal. So to me, I'm wondering. I mean, they're not a blade stop, okay? So they're not that. It's got an internal stop pin, as you can see. And, you know, and see, where's the track that it runs here? Boom. Ceramic bearings and all that kind of thing. Comfort in the hand. Well. I'm struggling to get number 4 on here, but it's a 4-inch blade. I mean, a 4-inch handle. 3.95 or something like that. So there you go. Now you can slide up here because you see you got this cutaway, which also is a nice choil area, so you can sharpen right along here, not a problem, not running into anything there. But you can also slide up. So now you can get all your fingers on there, depending on how fat your hand is or big your hand is. Sorry, didn't mean to insult anybody like that. But yeah, see? Nice, nice. Now, you want it to be a knife? I think that's unrealistic to expect. There you go. Whew, okay, you proved your point. I do think. Come on. I think they proved their point. Yes, it is. It is sharp out of the box, actually. I goobered the blade up enough. But that is, look at this. So, I mean, when you mill this, when you do this, machine this, so you got to take out some stuff, right? Because you got a lot more material. I think you would have to take out to do that, depending on what the machining process is there. I try and think that way in a bit, but I didn't spend that many years in tool and die shop. But interesting. Look at that. Opened up. Now, I didn't take this apart, and I really didn't feel like it, to tell you the truth. Because I'll probably move this along. Unfortunately, I might have to. And it's really, wow. Cool. See how that is like hollowed out there? Can you imagine? The machining that goes into things like this. I always admired the guys at the shop that could do this kind of stuff. I was just a dweeb. I was just a machinist kind of guy. I wasn't, I didn't have the tool and die credentials. But this is a lot of work here. This is a lot of work. And I think Elijah hit this one. Tell you the truth, the Megatherium was kind of my ongoing favorite of his. One of his earliest and one of my favorite, along with the Raven from Browse. Then finally gave up the Raven, kept the Megatherium going, and then finally had to give up the Megatherium. But I didn't keep the Eschaton very long. And the Echelon was that steel with the G10. That was that Browse thing. No. The Zeta, I really did like a lot more. And the Reticulin is a really cool little neck knife thing with Best Tech. So check that out. But yes, I think maybe this could be my favorite Isham knife to date. Just for the practicality of, I think I can just really carry this. And number two, I think this could be just a regular knife and not too delicate feeling. This is pretty strong here, and it's lightweight, and it's not made to be a heavy use, beat it through 4x4s type knife, okay? So it's definitely appropriate. It's classy looking, beautiful designs, great workmanship, light, comfortable in all aspects, and just a hell of a looker. I mean, that carbon fiber, is that nice? I know it's expensive, but wow. It's just really impressive. I really like it, and I know there's not a lot of it. Oh, it comes in this box, by the way. While I'm noodling over the knife, which end did I open up? I only open up one end, and then I only keep that one end that I ever use going forward. And now we're going to, this is what I love about these flaps. Come here, Manny. There you go. Pop that baby open without tearing the flap off. And a wee pouch. Now I'm sounding like Patty the potato peeler. Okay, here we go. And then, yeah, inside you got pockets. You always got two pockets on these wee zipper pouches that I've seen. But I like the fact that they're not real fuzzy. They don't pick up a lot of debris on these. It's good, solid. But, there's nothing about this that is out of the ordinary for wee knives as far as packaging. So, and here you go. It's the 821A vertebral integral handle. Haven't even had a drink today. With carbon fiber inlay, hand rub satin finish. There you go. That's what they're saying. So everybody was giving me a hard time on Instagram. That's not hand rub. Well, that's what they call it, okay? So I'm just repeating. Take a look at it. That is some kind of wonderful right there. The lines flow. The design is outstanding. I don't know. You'd think he'd win something on this. You know that? Because this would be up in my book for one of the awards of something. In some class there. All right, I'm going to let you go. Flanagan, where are you? God, really? Dude, what are you, R&R time for you? All right, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.